So I'm back, I think, kind of. So this is my pregnancy announcement video, which is so bizarre to be doing right now because I am actually 6 months pregnant. That is why I left YouTube. Dan and I are expecting a baby in December, actually 2 days before Christmas. So I'm not sure if that's going to pan out that way or if I'll be early or late, but probably hoping it's not going to be on Christmas Day. But yeah, our pregnancy has been an absolute whirlwind. It has been crazy. It's been a complete roller coaster. I had to practice my faith in a way that I have never had to before in my life through this process, and going through life with chronic illness that I haven't been healed of yet, and with mental health conditions that I haven't been healed of yet, and past history that many of us have. I have had to draw near to God and strengthen my faith, but I've never ever had to rely on my faith quite as much as I have in this situation. So we are in such a better position now. Things are looking so good. Things are looking up. We really had our world turned completely upside down and then back the right way up again, and it has definitely been, I think, the most intense thing either of us have ever gone through. And I want to share that journey on here because there are a lot of people who go through similar things. And I just want to warn you guys that my upcoming videos, I think there's about 4 of them, they're going to be in the past when we were going through everything, because I just didn't feel comfortable to share what was happening when I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So trigger warning, it's going to be discussing things like pregnancy loss, pregnancy complications, abnormalities detected in the fetus, all of those kinds of things. So first off, my pregnancy was approached as a suspected ectopic pregnancy because of bleeding and pain and things like that. Luckily, that was ruled out at the emergency department quite quickly. Well, within a day. I mean, it took hours, but within a day. So that was reassuring. But I guess the biggest hit that came after that is that I had, I don't want this to be a teary video, but it's, I kind of try to push it out of my mind a little bit now, and to say the words out loud just still feels quite overwhelming. So we had an abnormal NIPT, which is non-invasive prenatal testing. The NIPT is said to have a lot higher accuracy than the traditional quad screening, so it's slowly replacing prenatal screening options for a lot of pregnant people. It used to be reserved for women over 35. I'm 34, so I'm almost at that limit. And it's not limited to women over 35. There are women in their 20s that are offered this option. It's becoming quite a standard part of prenatal care now. So my doctor offered the NIPT for me. I know other people that have had it. It's becoming very commonplace here now. So I thought, well, why not? So I had the NIPT test done. The first one failed due to low fetal fraction, which has some risks associated with that just in and of itself. There is a test in the US called Panorama that automatically reports that as high risk for certain trisomies or fetal abnormalities, chromosome abnormalities. Luckily here they don't do that. However, me being always needing more and more information, of course I searched online and I found that out and it freaked me out. But I thought, it's okay, they've told me to do the test again in 2 weeks. I'll just do the test again. Things will be fine. My anxiety is just acting up. I'm being ridiculous. And I did the second test at 12 weeks pregnant, and that one was successful in actually running the test. Unfortunately, that came back as high risk with aneuploidy detected, which was just, I thought I could talk about this without crying and everything now, but it's still really overwhelming. We've been through a lot. It's been over 2 months of absolute torturous limbo. And yes, so we had an abnormality detected. The test is said to be 99.8% accurate when these detections happen. So you can imagine that was absolutely, I didn't want to cry and be all, heavy in this video. Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of prayer and faith and speaking Bible verses out loud that I did, and I had no idea if anything was helping or working. I had no idea what the outcome was going to be. It's said to be such high levels of accuracy when you do an NIPT. I had an amniocentesis, which is putting a very long, thin needle through your abdomen into the uterus and extracting amniotic fluid from around the baby, which was really scary and confronting, but not very painful. It was just psychologically a huge challenge, especially because the procedure carries risks of miscarriage, infection, and various other things. So it was a really, really hard choice. But I ended up making that decision. And at the end of it all, after so much trauma and such high odds of an abnormality being suggested, in the end, it turned out that our amniocentesis microarray results showed no abnormality detected. I still can't even talk about it. So we were in that 0.2% that the NIPT claims is possible. So we had an absolutely miraculous outcome that what the NIPT was detecting was completely false. So the amniocentesis microarray assesses all of the baby's chromosomes for any kind of deletion or duplication or copy number variant that is above a certain size that can be detected by a microarray. So it's a very in-depth test, and it took 16 days to perform the test after getting the sample, which felt like the longest wait of all of the whole process. But yeah, I got the call from someone at the hospital, and I envisioned this. I envisioned it over and over and over, and it was so hard because my heart and my faith were telling me this has to be okay. God will save us. But my mind was saying the opposite, and I was really, really struggling to believe that everything could be okay, especially when you read those odds of 99.8%. So it was the biggest spiritual challenge of my life. And when we got that call, she said exactly what I had kept trying to force myself to envision. She said, "Hi, is that Jennifer, my last name?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Okay, I've got some really good news for you." And she said, "The microarray has come back completely normal. Everything is fine." And the first thing I said was, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Have you got the right person?" She read out my name, my date of birth, and it was just, it was the best news that we could have received in this whole situation. And I've just had my 20-week anomaly scan, and everything with that went extremely well. They said there were no issues with that at all. Everything is within good ranges and completely normal. So we have been so blessed. It was such an awful thing to go through, but then at the same time, since that awful result, everything else was just good news after good news after good news. And we really feel that God just, reached down and pulled us completely out of that situation. And it feels like a testimony to me because, 0.2% chance of us having a good outcome if you go by the NIPT's claims. People are not giving proper counselling to people before they get the test. It's presented to you as though this is 99% accurate and most people are doing it these days, and here's the cost, and why wouldn't you? It wasn't explained to me what could happen. It wasn't explained to me that false positives can happen, the nature of invasive testing, and how to get an actual diagnosis once you get an abnormal NIPT. None of that was discussed with me. So I just want to advocate for people to be more informed before they do certain prenatal genetic testing. I want to share with other people that if you get really troubling results when you're pregnant, whether it's from your NIPT or quad screening, which by the way, my aunt had a false positive for trisomy 21 or Down syndrome on quad screening as well, or it's ultrasound abnormalities, there is always hope that things can get better, and there is always hope that things that are looking a lot worse than they really are. And unfortunately for some people, it is the case that the diagnosis ends up being confirmed. But I just want to raise awareness that NIPT is not as accurate as it claims for any of the trisomies, and I really, really want to try and steer people away from doing expanded NIPTs, so ones that offer whole genome sequencing of all 23 pairs of chromosomes or microdeletion panels, things like that, because the evidence is just not there to support their widespread clinical use at this time. So we actually had a false positive on an expanded NIPT. So my next few videos will be from the past because, as I said, I'm almost 6 months pregnant now. So they will be from a time where we just had no idea if our baby was even going to survive. It was really, really, really hard. And I just want to warn you, I suppose, in this video that those videos will be coming up, and I'll put trigger warnings at the start of those videos too, because it is a very personal, very confronting topic. I just want to share our story because it's a testimony, and also to help prevent other people going through what we went through, because I think as NIPT becomes more and more and more common, which it already is, but once it gets to the point where a majority of people are having NIPT testing in their pregnancies, I think we're going to see more and more and more false positives and troubling results. So I just want to get the word out there, share our story, because I know going through this myself, I scoured the internet for people going through it. You know, you need to connect with people that are going through the same hardships as you. And I really had to gather all of this information myself, and on the NIPT subreddit and on forums and reading journal articles about accuracy and everything like that. So it was a very, very exhausting journey. But yeah, things are looking up so much now. We are in the process of decorating our nursery, and I'm still scared. I'm still, you know, you feel really shaken after you go through something like this, but we're just trying to focus on the positive, and we're so thankful to God that we had these amazing results and we were saved from this situation, because I truly just felt like I couldn't take it anymore. Dan, my fiance, has just been so amazing through this whole process. He has been like an angel to me. He's just amazing. I can't even describe what an amazing man he is, an amazing partner, and he's already been an amazing dad. I'm already wearing very baggy maternity clothes, as you can see. My fiance's mum actually bought me some maternity clothes and sent them down from another state, which was super sweet of her, and they fit really well and they're like nice and comfortable. But I'll show you my belly. It's probably a bit disappointing, to be honest, because I already had a big pot belly before I got pregnant, and then I lost close to 20 pounds in the first trimester because of nausea. Oh, I'll show you the nursery. It's so beautiful. You're gonna love it. Isn't it beautiful? Obviously, we have not done the nursery yet. It is the spare room. It is full of junk, but this is gonna be the nursery. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to connecting with you again, and I'll see you in the next video if you want to watch it. Bye.